Good day. Today's readings are from the second letter of Paul to Timothy, chapter 1, verses 1 through 3 and 6 through 12. Paul urging his young companion Timothy to stir into flame the gift of God within him, to stand unashamed in the power that was given before time began. And from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 12, verses 18 through 27, the Sadducees come to Jesus with a trick question about resurrection, and Jesus silences them by pointing to the burning bush. God told Moses, "I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." He is not God of the dead, but of the living. Now hear me on this, because these two readings held together open something extraordinary. Paul writes to Timothy, "Stir into flame the gift of God. Do not let it smolder. God did not give you a spirit of cowardice. He gave you a spirit of power and love and self-control." And then Paul says something I want you to hold. This grace was bestowed on you in Christ Jesus before time began, before your world was formed, before you drew your first breath. The gift was already given. The grace was already yours. You are not trying to earn something new. You are being asked to stir into flame what was placed in you before the foundation of your world. That word, stir, it is the whole of the spiritual practice in one syllable. You are not creating something from nothing. You are fanning a coal that was set in you before your life began. The wish fulfilled was yours before you even formed the wish. Now come to the Sadducees. They were real men. They came to Jesus in the temple in Jerusalem and posed a puzzle they believed would expose the absurdity of resurrection. 7 brothers, 1 woman, all of them dead at the resurrection, whose wife is she. They thought they had cornered him. They were, Jesus said, greatly misled. And listen to how he answers them, not with argument, not with logic, with the name. He points them back to Moses at the burning bush. And this happened. Moses truly stood before a fire that burned and did not consume. And from that fire, God spoke words that changed everything. "I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." Abraham lived. Isaac lived. Jacob lived. These were not symbols. These were men who breathed and walked and believed. And God, speaking to Moses through that real and burning flame, revealed something to you through their lives. That I am is not the God of the dead. I am is the God of the living. All who are held in I am are alive. Hear what the Father is showing you through this moment. Your desire is not dead. The thing you have prayed for, wept over, surrendered and taken up again, if it is held within your I am, it lives. I am cannot be the God of a dead wish. That is not in his nature. He is not the God of the dead. He is the God of the living. The Sadducees made their mistake because they did not know the power of God. They reasoned by the logic of this world, marriages, inheritance, flesh, and time. But resurrection does not operate in the logic of this world. It operates in the logic of I am. And in I am, there is only life. So this is what I am asking you to do today. Paul calls it stirring into flame. I call it the assumption. Go within. Find that desire you have let grow cold, the one you have been ashamed of, afraid to speak, convinced is impossible. Lift your inner eyes to it as the psalmist lifts his eyes to the Lord, enthroned in heaven. And from that place of silence, speak your word. Feel it done. Feel yourself already living in the answer. Hold that feeling. Not for hours, just for the length of a breath, a minute, the time it takes for a coal to catch. God gave you a spirit of power, not cowardice. The grace was given before time began. And I am is not the God of the dead. Your desire lives. Stir it into flame. Until tomorrow, I love you.